What's up, guys? Today I wanted to go over Whiteboard Wednesday, over advice I'd give myself when I first started training clients over 10 years ago. As you can notice that we're transitioning to PowerPoint just because I feel like it'd be a better tool. Find out what your client's why is. So why are they looking to do personal training? What's their goal? What's their real reason for being there? So oftentimes they'll give you a goal of losing weight or get stronger. You need to delve deeper into it on why they want to be there. And then you're going to want to look towards how you want to track the progress. So with athletes, a lot of times it's they want to get better at their sport. They don't necessarily, yes, getting stronger would be helpful, but they need to become more athletic for their sport. So we really want to work on building that power and that athleticism. And what are you using to track those goals becomes a major key player here, because we need to be able to demonstrate that we're improving, or know if we're not improving, we need to change it. Don't be married to an exercise or a methodology. Specific exercises aren't meant for everyone, so when you're looking at exercises, use the best tool for the job. So an older client might not be able to do a lunge all the way to the floor, but you could do a light step up. Think about what you can do for that individual and help build towards their goal and use that tool. Linear periodization isn't always linear. You're going to if you're dealing with an older population, a lot of times they may not show improvement for long periods. It's not going to be your typical, oh, we can add 2.5 pounds to the bar each time, or things like that. It's not going to be that easy. Sometimes they'll be stuck at a weight for a while. Always think of how to progress. So how are we going to progress that athlete? Is it going to be weight? Is it going to be velocity? Are we going to progress reps? How are we progressing the movement? Where do we want to go? What's important is a lot of times we need to know where our long-term goal is. Like when we're building out like a hamstring protocol for track, there was a long-term goal for the semester of what exercises we're working towards to get there. Take on clients that challenge you. So don't be afraid to take on clients that have conditions you're unfamiliar with. Others will, and a lot of times you'll be able to do enough research to get you prepared for that. Along with that, work with clients that aren't your specialty. A lot of times I'm working with older clientele that are outside of the norm of like an athlete, that I'm a young athlete. So how are we going to do that? You just got to think through their goals, what's the best way of working with them, and what lines up with what they need. Get out of your box. Don't be scared to do new things. You need systems in place. How are you tracking your clients' workouts? How are you delivering the workouts? How are you tracking their progress? How are you testing their improvement? So like with tracking their workouts, I like to use Train Heroic because it's going to track everything along with it delivers that workout to my client. But there are other systems. You could use Google Sheets that you can share with the client, things like that. When you're tracking their progress, I love embedded testing. My mentor taught me that, but it also allows me to evaluate. If we're not improving, maybe I need to change the game plan. Maybe we're not doing something. There's a reason, so it allows me to adjust quickly, other than only testing at the beginning of a semester or at the end of the semester with an athlete, because then we could have wasted a whole semester and not gotten any better. Treat everyone you meet well. Like, you should always be friendly with everyone you interact with in a gym setting, from your athletes to basically people that are just working out in the gym that you're training in. You never know, sometimes they'll recommend a client for you, or like a lot of times it's just a good way to meet more people. How would you want someone to treat your mom, sister, or grandma? Something that's always stuck with me when I'm working with a client, because you want to have that respect for that person, and it's one of those things where you need to be respectful and caring for that person that you're working with. The other thing, like, I'd highly recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People. One of the big takeaways for me from that book is you should always speak with a smile to people. So it's letting them know that you're interested in them, and basically that You want to interact with them. Meet people where they're at. What are they capable of? So, like, maybe they can't do a goblet squat. Maybe they can't do a bodyweight squat. So maybe we want to go high bench, unweighted squat to where it's a box squat. How can we start? It's where are they at? What's our best way of working with them to improve them? Less is often more. You don't need to beat up your clients that hard most of the time. There's going to be a novel effect when they first start training, and you don't want them to be too sore. People have to live their daily lives, and you need to be ready to make adjustments. So when I say that is like when it comes to working with people, they can come in sick, they can come in injured. What I used to say when I trained when I was director of sports performance, you don't pay me for the program I write. You pay me for the adjustments I make with your injured athletes or your athletes that aren't feeling good that day. That's where you make your money in strength and conditioning. Along with that, when I say don't train people hard all the time, you have the high-low system from Charlie Francis. A lot of times you got to pay attention to their central nervous system. Do we need to pull back that day? Because we don't want to cause overtraining or put them too deep in a hole. You don't know shit is something I honestly try to think about every day for myself. Might not be the best way of saying it because it's one of those things I should always be looking to learn. I remember when I was young and cocky, I went up to Rapid Sports Performance as an intern, and I had to relearn how to teach a push-up. Really humbled me, and it really made me think that I didn't know shit. Like when you're having to relearn how to teach a push-up where their scaps are moving, it makes you realize you should always be learning and keep focused that you don't know anything yet. Like there's plenty of opportunities to find. You can read the books, you can go to seminars, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there, Instagram, or you can talk with your mentors, or just having conversations with other strength coaches can make you better. And the main thing, be yourself with your clients. Don't try to be somebody else. People love people that are themselves or in their true selves when they're around them because there's a trust for everyone involved in that. So be yourself when you're working with your athletes.